this minute.
Commissioners, Court of Jim County is now in progress. Please rise for a pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Line item number 3, public testimony. Anybody not on the agenda may appear before the court at this.
Good morning, Commissioner Sheriff Bueno. Just want to inform you that we have 74 inmates, 15 females. I'm housing some females in Clayburgh County for the past 2 weeks, and that cost $5,600. We have also made contact with the Beeville to house some prisoners over there. We begin to see more arrests from the PD as well as our office. So more inmates will be coming in. We do have an agreement with Beeville to house some of our inmates at a cost of $60 an inmate per day. We will see that in the next couple of weeks to see where we're at with the capacity of our inmates. The food bill has gone up from $6,000, $7,000 to $8,500 at the county jail because of the inflation. Want to also inform you that we are working on a training center at the substation. We've got some new furniture coming in for this area, and we will be moving some of this furniture over there for our training. The other item that we have is 2 felony warrants will be brought to the Justice of the Peace this morning, where they will be picked up before lunch today, one in Corpus and one in the Fremont area. We have received 65 child support cases and 40 tax papers. With the new addition of the officers, they are being served immediately, and thank you very much for your support on that. We made a traffic stop last week with our interdiction officer, $69,000. We will be getting 40% of that because that was through a federal agent program that we have involved. Other than that, that's all we have this morning.
Thank you, Sheriff. Anybody else? Okay. Go to line item number 4. Discuss, consider, and take action on minutes of the approve the minutes of the previous meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Ventura, Commissioner Garcia. I just wanted to say on the next item that's going to be read, here at the County Auditor's Office, we would like to propose that it is included in there that the item that is being purchased or financed should be purchased within 90 days of when you got your loan. If for some reason the item is not purchased, we believe the money should be sent back if you don't use the money for what the purpose was. Thank you.
Okay. Line item number 5. Discuss, consider, and take action upon a resolution agreement for the purpose of purchasing a motor grader for precinct number 3 to be financed by government capital.
It's a small motor grader. It's not one of them big ones, just to keep on the roads, keep the roads bladed. And yeah, they're waiting to be paid for already.
So everything else is okay, Noe?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept item number 5 is presented, Judge, also including that it's got to be paid within 90 days of approval.
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay, I'm gonna move on to line item number 10.
The resolution.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and do the
We
rest.
have a resolution regarding a financing agreement for the purpose of procuring a motor grader and related equipment. Whereas Jim Wells County desires to enter into a certain financing agreement by and between Government Capital Corporation and Jim Wells County for the purpose of procuring a motor grader and related equipment. The county desires to designate an agreement as a qualified tax exempt obligation of the county for the purposes of Section 265B3 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended. The county desires to designate the county judge or designee as an authorized signer of the agreement. Now therefore be it resolved by the Court of Jim Wells County that the Jim Wells County enters into a financing agreement with Government Capital Corporation for the purposes of procuring a motor grader and related equipment, that the financing agreement and between Jim Wells County and Government Capital Corporation is designated by Jim Wells County as a qualified tax exempt obligation for the purpose of Section 265B3 of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended. The Jim Wells County designates the county judge or designee as an authorized signer of the financing agreement by and between Jim Wells County and Government Capital Corporation. That should the need arise, if applicable, the county will use loan proceeds for reimbursement of expenditures related to the property within the meaning of Treasury Regulation 1.150-2 as promulgated under the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended.
Okay, we move on to line item number 10. Discuss, consider, take action to approve preliminary plat of Ranch at San Diego Creek, Unit Number 2, submitted by James Dean. Mr. Dean.
I don't have my hearing aid on today. The plat, you have the plat there?
Yeah, we have it.
Yes. It's just for a preliminary hearing, I think, in compliance with what we're supposed to be doing, to present the plan. And you'll see that there will be a few corrections made on the front page. There won't be there'll be a lien holder change. Basically, the lots here are not for sale. I'm gonna be building homes on each of the lots. And, but everything else, I really don't know what to tell you. The road is approximately 900 feet long, 902 feet as a matter of fact. And at the end of the road, we intended to extend the road on, and we'll be putting a temporary cul-de-sac there at the end of the road. That's the plan. And in compliance with the other part, we've got the deed restrictions are already in place, and they haven't been, I can't file them until we have the plat file, but they're very similar to ones across the street in Unit 1, the Creek Unit 1. There'll be a slight change in the size of the homes will be a little bit smaller on this side than they were on the other side. We've already done the water availability study, which is required under the model subdivision rules, and that's just an extension of the other subdivision. So, and Bristol Surveying is at this time should be out there today doing the shooting the elevations, so we'll have the drainage plan for the final survey. Plat. The engineer will have working with us, and we'll be certifying each of the final plat, but he'll be observing the construction as it persists. And that doesn't take the place of the county's what do you call it? Representative to go out there and observe also. And the county surveyor, the surveyor we'll be using will be Chuck Trevino with Tejas Forensic Engineering. Lock Engineering, we're using the same engineer that we did on the previous subdivisions we've done. And it's, they certify, they test the subgrade, the existing soil, so we can get the right compaction and moisture content. And then as we build the road, then Rock Engineering will come out there and test for compaction and moisture content as well. And do that the same with the caliche will be tested and make sure it complies with all the county rules and regulations. And then we'll have it laid down, compacted, tested, and whatnot before we put the two course on it. So each step of the way will be tested by a professional engineer. At the end, Chuck Trevino, he's a PE, he'll be issuing a statement that we've complied with all the county requirements. And at that point, we'll request that the time starts for the 1-year warranty period. Basically all I've got.
I have a question. I was reading here in the bottom, Mr. Dean, that it says that septic tanks and the culverts is to be installed by the homeowner?
No. Well, absolutely, yeah, that's the case because I'm not selling the lots, I'm building the homes. And as a builder, I'm supplying the water well and septic, which is a requirement under the model subdivision rules, anything 5 acres or less. So, but we do have to comply with all the permitting and of the water well and not permitting for the not the water well, but permitting for the septic. And then the water wells will be, both page generally will be our water well driller.
Any questions, Commissioner? It's in the precinct number 1. I think y'all did the west side of it already. No, you already did the west side plat.
The
This
west
is
side has already
This
been,
is the east side of the.
yeah, this is on the east side of
Right.
146, yes, sir.
You have any questions? No. I entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion is approved. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And item number 6. Okay, discuss and consider take action on enrolling Jim Wells County employees in the Texas Association of Counties Annual Cybersecurity Training Program pursuant to Texas HB 3834. You have something on that, Robert?
Yeah, it's part of the mandatory, they require all employee take an annual cybersecurity training.
Okay. Is there a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. And item number 7, discuss, consider, take action on a resolution allowing the Jim Wells County Sheriff's Office to accept and operate under the 2021 Operation Stone Garden Grant for overtime.
That is correct.
In the amount of $232,719.59, grant number 3194407. Go ahead, Sheriff.
Yes, sir, Commissioners, this is the amount that we received this year. That's for our operations. We continue with our patrol and traffic division as well as our criminal investigations division for that total of $232,719 from the Stone Garden grant that we applied for this year or last year.
Did you all applied for Border Star also, Sheriff?
Yes, sir, we did.
Okay. There's a resolution. You want to read it,
Yes.
Commissioner?
Resolution allowing the Jim Wells County Sheriff's Office to accept and operate under the 2021 Operation Stone Garden Grant for overtime in the amount of $232,719.59. Grant number 319-4407. Whereas the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court finds it in the best interest of the citizens of Jim Wells County that the 2021 Operation Stone Garden Grant number 319-4407 be operated for the 2022 and 2023 year. And whereas the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court agrees that in the event of loss or misuse of Office of Governor funds, 2021 Operation Stone Garden Grant number 319-4407 assures that the funds will be returned to the Office of the Governor in full. And whereas the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court designates the Jim Wells County Judge as the grantee's authorized official, and the authorized official is hereby given the authority to apply for, accept, reject, alter, or terminate the grant on behalf of Jim Wells County. Now therefore be it resolved that the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court approves submission of the grant application for the 2021 Operation Stone Garden Grant number 319-4407 to the Office of Governor. So did we make a motion? I make a motion that we adopt the resolution.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Commissioner.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Line item number 8, discuss, consider, and take action upon adopting a resolution, A, the county judge to execute on behalf of Jim Wells County, all at the appropriate time and appropriate authorization of the Commissioners Court. All contracts, agreements with the state of Texas represented by the Texas Department of Transportation and such other parties as shall be necessary and appropriate for the design and construction of a hangar project at the Alice International Airport. A commitment of Jim Wells County on behalf of the required 10% local match, and authorize the county judge and county officials to execute the certification project funds and designation of sponsors, authorized representatives.
Good morning, Commissioners, county staff, members of the community. I'm Barbara Reeves with the City of Alice. Gabriel Anzaldúa is also with the City of Alice. We're here to talk with you today about the airport hangar project, which is the next capital project that we are working on with you. The previous projects have included pavement rehabilitation and replacing the airfield lighting and the game fencing project. And now we're asking for your authorization to proceed with this hangar project. And we're doing it, the procedure for this project's a little bit different from the other two, and I'll explain why. To be eligible for federal funds, one criterion is that we have to have a certain number of aircraft based at Alice International Airport. And this hangar project will help us with that. As we worked with Garver and Associates on our airport layout plan with Narrative, which is a master plan for the airport, which is also necessary to have in order to be eligible for federal grant funds. As we worked on that last spring, our aviation planner notified us that we didn't have the required number of based aircraft at the airport in order to remain eligible for federal funds. And since that time, the city manager has been working diligently to secure more based aircraft, and he's entered that data into the FAA database. And in September of this year, FAA will go into that database and approve it. So we're hoping, anticipating that in September, we'll be back in FAA system and again be eligible for federal funding. Before this happened, we did have banked with the Office of Aviation 2 years of federal funding, the non-primary entitlement funds. So currently we have banked with TxDOT, Office of Aviation, $300,000, which we can use for this project. And that grant would be a 90-10 grant. So it'd be 90% federal funds, 30% divided evenly between the city and the county. And that's listed on your form that says certification of airport funds. And we usually, when we're securing funds for a capital project, usually TxDOT does the procurement for the city and the county, but that procurement process is lengthy and it can also add to the project cost. The $300,000 we have baked currently with TxDOT, at least $150,000 of that banked funds have to be expended by next year, 2023, have to be spent, or we lose them. They go back to the FAA or they go to another general aviation airport in Texas. So because of that, and because the TxDOT procurement process can be lengthy, and because it can add to project cost, we, after several discussions with the Office of Aviation, have made a decision to go through the local procurement process so we can get this project started faster. And we have been sent FAA circulars to follow in pursuing our local procurement process. And the city hired ICE Engineering to guide us through those FAA circulars. And they're currently reviewing those. We've had at least one conference call with ICE, and we'll be meeting with them to go through what the next steps are. And so because we're doing local procurement, all the project funds will have to be paid upfront by the city and the county. And then as long as we follow those FAA circulars exactly as they prescribe for procurement, we remain eligible to get reimbursed from those $300,000 that are banked with Office of Aviation. So it's another capital project for the airport. The procedures we're using are different. We're using local procurement, the city and the county paying upfront for all project costs, and then staying in contact with Office of Aviation with regard to eligibility for reimbursement for the $300,000. Next month, our aviation planner will take this hangar project to the TxDOT Commission for approval, which would include committing those $300,000 toward the project. The forms you have in your packet will become part of the grant agreement with TxDOT. the certification of airport funds, and the designation of the authorized representative. And the designation of the authorized representative, that's just a single point of contact who would get emails, mail, and stay and alert the city and the county about what needs to be done next. We also have to show you from the airport layout plan, the proposed project location. We have illustrations, we have a map to hand out to you, and that also a picture of one type of Quonset hangar. In our airport layout plan, we have a list of projects, and T hangars are included in that list. The cost of T hangars is extremely high. This Quonset hangar is an alternative to a T hangar, and Mr. Anzaldúa and the city manager attended the airport conference last week, 2 weeks ago, and heard that most of the general aviation airports in Texas are building Quonset hangars instead of T hangars because of the difference in cost. So before you today is a resolution that will enable us to participate in a grant agreement with TxDOT for this project.
Let's go ahead and read the resolution. Probably make more sense of.
Whereas the city of Alice and Jim Wells County, Texas intend to make certain improvements to the Alice International Airport, and whereas the general description of the project is design and construction of a Quonset hangar, and whereas the city of Alice and Jim Wells County intend to request financial assistance from the Texas Department of Transportation for these improvements, and whereas these improvements will provide a structure for multiple aircraft owners to house their aircraft at Alice International Airport. Whereas the design and construction of hangar facilities is included in the TxDOT FAA approved airport layout plan with narrative for Alice International Airport. And whereas the city of Alice and Jim Wells County, Texas are using local procurement for design and construction of the Quonset hangar, and whereas all project costs will be shared equally and paid for upfront by the city of Alice and Jim Wells County, and whereas the city of Alice and Jim Wells County, Texas will at the appropriate time and following TxDOT procedures request reimbursement in the amount of $300,000 for eligible project costs. Now therefore be it resolved by the Commissioners Court of Jim Wells County, the county judge is hereby authorized to execute on behalf of Jim Wells County at the appropriate time and with the appropriate authorizations of this governing body, all contracts and agreements with TxDOT of Transportation and such other parties as shall be necessary and appropriate for the implementation of the hangar project at Alice International Airport. The county judge or his designee is hereby authorized to work with the city staff in local procurement process. The county will commit the necessary financial resources for implementation of the Quonset hangar project. The county judge or his designee is hereby authorized to issue payment to the city for expenses incurred in the design and construction of the Quonset hangar. The county commits its half of the sponsor's 10% match as per future grant agreement with TxDOT using 2019 and 20 non-primary entitlement funds totaling $300,000. The county judge and county officials are hereby authorized to execute certification of project funds and designation of sponsors authorized representative. The county judge or his designee is hereby authorized to work with city staff in requesting from TxDOT at the appropriate time and following TxDOT procedures, reimbursement in the amount of $300,000 for eligible project costs.
I entertain a motion.
I make a motion to approve, and just for the record, our part is $16,666.50.
Of the 10%, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you very much.
And so I was just gonna
Oh,
ask
sure.
one question, that TxDOT has a procurement process, and we're gonna follow local procurement process. Is that okay with TxDOT?
Yes, we've had several conversations with TxDOT, including our planner, his supervisor, the head of programming and planning, and then the director of aviation. And as long as we follow those FAA circulars that they send us, they said, we should be eligible, the project should be eligible for reimbursement. And they understand the short timeline we have to spend that at least that $150,000. And if we went through the TxDOT procurement process, we might not meet that timeline, and the project costs might be more. So those are the reasons, Commissioner, we're following local procurement. And yes, TxDOT
It's okay.
is okay with that. Yes, ma'am.
I sure appreciate the hard work.
Oh, well,
I know
thank you.
I know it's a lot of
Well, it's a,
work. I appreciate it.
airport is a great asset for both the city and the county, and we want to do all we can to enhance it and to preserve it. So we appreciate all your support and interest, and we'll keep you informed as we go through the process.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Never sleeps.
Okay, line item number 9. Discuss, consider, take action of TxDOT material donated to the county for distribution based on percentage of road mileage.
I had a question about that. Being that we all don't have the same amount of mileage, I was wondering why it's split 25% each of us. I would think that the more miles a precinct has would receive more material.
It actually, I think, becomes down to a decision to the county judge. The materials donated to the county judge, and he'll split it as wish. It's never been said, they've always done 25%, but
Divided in
you're
four.
right, there's no reason why anybody should get
I
the same
mentioned
equal
it.
amount,
I had mentioned it and I was told to put it on the
Yeah.
agenda.
And
It's always been done that way, based on maybe mileage, maybe population, maybe other factors, I don't know. But for many years, maybe 15, 20 years, it's always been done that way. Maybe they consider that you all have the bigger budget, the smaller budget, would benefit from it, I don't know. But you want to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that it be based on percentage of mileage per precinct.
There's
for
a motion,
distribution.
I'll second it.
there's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same
Nay.
sign, nay. Okay, there's 2 for and 2 against, no action. Thank you. Okay, line item number 11, discuss, consider, take action to grant precinct 1 road and bridge to execute use of county county share of road maintenance equipment, oil distributor, chip spreader for the purpose of, for the period of 60 days, beginning April the 1st. You put this on the agenda?
Yes, I did, because I requested the equipment from Huicho Gonzalez, because I have a grant that I'm working with the city that we applied for, and it's due by April the 30th, and my portion is 30,000, and it's gonna be doing road work. So I make a motion that we grant action to move the equipment to precinct 1.
I want to say something before we go any further. Here about 5, 6 months ago, we made a motion to go unified road system to be able to cover more ground faster by everybody in the precinct preparing their roads and us getting a group together and go around and seal coating all these roads. It was be more feasible for the county. And when we participated in that, nobody else did, just precinct 4. We went out there, we started with precinct 1, and we had a lot of issues, people not supporting it, not being there to help us out, not working together. So we did the best we could, and we helped you, RG, at one of the deals. The only way we can get more ground covered by this program would be specifically to go unified road system, guys. You prep your roads, each precinct, and then this unit will go around. These machines we cannot afford to have these machines parked while you're prepping roads. If you take the machines for a month, we're ready to, I got rock sitting down in the ground right now to be ready to be seal coated. So we went through the same thing when we first decided to change this. We waited in the machines for almost a year, never got them back. People were up for re-elections, they didn't want to give them up. So we waited, we went through a lot of mess with rain, dry weather, dust flying all over the place, complaints from the community, and this thing didn't happen. So we waited, we finally got it. We had to learn ourselves how to run the machines. We learned it, we mastered it pretty good now. So I keep saying it, the best way we can do this is to go unified road system. We cannot lend these machines out to one individual. While you're prepping your road, those machines are sitting there doing nothing. We can't have that. We gotta have these machines moving at all times. And then the other thing is, these machines were supposedly carried to all 4 precincts. When I picked them up in the last year,
In September.
on the chip spreader, we put in $11,591.53 of repairs. On the oil distributor, $11,768 in repairs. If that machines belongs to all the precincts, I don't feel that it's fair that precinct 4 constituents should be paying for the repairs of those machines, and just us. It should be spread out like it was agreed to when they first got those machines. I'm asking, let's help each other out. I'm here to help the whole county, to work with the whole county, but we have got to work together. We cannot use constituents from precinct 4's money to be able to pay for this. Well, they go somewhere else. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Now, I have a copy here where this problem shouldn't be happening. If back in March of 2021, we approved monies to be bought for equipment that we should have bought in precinct 1, an entry to chip spreader, a used roller, pneumatic roller, and a Freightliner distributor. And yet it's been a year and we made a payment with $3,800 worth of interest, and yet we have no machines. This wouldn't be happening. These machines would have been bought. This would have never happened if we would have bought those machines. So guys, we're here to work together. I'm here to work together, but I cannot dish out of precinct 4 money, $23,000 worth for repairs. We either all of it together or we figure there's something else you can do. It's not fair that we dish out $23,000. And if you don't want to participate in it, fine, write it off. If you want to participate in it, support the fact and help pay for this. If you would have bought the equipment, we would have never been through this argument. We would have never been through this discussion. If you're gonna use the machines, more than a month is way too much. Because you're gonna have those machines sitting there while you're tearing the road up. It's not gonna be doing anything for us. The reason that we do it a lot faster is because we have top-notch machine, state-of-the-art machine that goes in there. We can break a mile down in 2-3 hours, and we fix it. We're ready to shoot the next day. That's how fast this machine works. Any other which way you do it, it's gonna take you weeks while the machines are sitting there. And it's not gonna be cost-effective for the taxpayers of Jim Wells County to have that equipment sitting there when we could be doing roads somewhere else. Unified road system is the way to go. We gotta face the fact, and we gotta be in it together. But everybody's gotta participate, not doing other things that were not our responsibility. That is not the way it's gonna work. We have got to be there to be able to have this work. So that's my concern. If they don't want to participate in paying for this thing, I don't see why I should release these machines. Because we put a lot of money into these machines, and it's not fair for the precinct 4 constituents. I'm here to defend them. I'm here to defend taxpayers of Jim Wells County, and this is not right. This is not right. If we would have bought these machines from precinct 1, like you said you were, like we authorized you,
Which we bought
ran a
over.
resolution, okay, but you don't have a truck and you have a chip spreader.
Because we haven't been able to find one.
But
We
you're
have
paying
already
for
found
it.
them and they sold them.
But you're paying for it. You pay $3,880.39 in interest a year without buying equipment. That's not fair for the constituents in Jim Wells County. It's
Yeah,
not
we're still
fair.
looking for that equipment.
A whole year. We cannot live like this, guys. We gotta change the system. We gotta make it better. I'm here to work with everybody. I'm not here to spend or waste taxpayer dollars. I'm here to make the best of it. And the only way we're gonna do that is we create a unified road system. If you don't have enough personnel to do it, we need flagmen. We got the operators for the machines, and we'll do it for you. You can use you guys elsewhere. That's the only way it's gonna work. Not tearing the road up, taking you 2-3 weeks to do it, because I can do it in 2 days with the machines that we have, with equipment that we have, with the men that we have. So it's a no-brainer, for me to sit here and say, okay, go ahead and take the machines, and I gotta tell my people in Fremont and Benbold, well, we gotta send the machines out to precinct 1, so we gotta wait for 2-3 months. And then you're gonna get bad weather. Then you're not gonna get oil over
You
there.
had the
Then-
equipment since September, we you?
Yes, but we don't use it every single day, Margie. You have days, how many days did we have, David, for the freeze? The company was down, 3 weeks? Or 3 weeks at least.
The
that
freeze?
were down. The freeze that we had, they broke the waters over there. They couldn't get anything going. You either have that, we couldn't get rock. We have to buy rock in 20 truckloads because they won't bring 5 truckloads to us because they got TxDOT buying all this equipment, all this rock. So we have to buy 20 loads at a time so we can make it cost effective for them. So I'm just being realistic here. This game plan of using the machines over there 1-2 months is not gonna work. We gotta figure a different system. I'm here to work with everybody, but I don't think it's fair that we dish out all the money from precinct 4 to be able to pay for these repairs. If you don't wanna participate in it, then don't participate in it. And I'll take the blunt of it, but I'll keep the machines.
Well, initially, I wrote a grant to the Wyatts to buy this piece of equipment for $100,000, and then we all pitched in $35,000 more. We've never provided how we're gonna, as we went, I paid when it broke down. When Ventura had, the chip spread broke, he paid and fixed it. And so you've had it for all these months and it's broken a couple of times. So, I mean, this is the first time you bring all these costs to
No,
Commissioner's
ma'am,
Court.
I brought the cost
To
here the
Commissioner's
last time.
Court.
I brought them the last time. I asked you the
don't
same thing.
remember seeing it on
It's
the
on
agenda.
record. I asked you, I had the bills with me. I asked you, here's the bills. Help me pay for this. Everybody ignored me. I said, okay, I'm here again, asking, requesting. I got copies of all the bills right here. You're more than welcome to see them.
Commissioner
Because-
Shelton?
Back 6 months ago, I didn't vote for the unified road system because, I don't want it like that. I wanted it where each one of us had it for 2 months at a time. This way, there's no pushiness, like, are you almost finished? Are you almost finished? Whatever. I mean, we're working on our roads and I'm trying to get several miles ready, but when I need it, I want it, and I want it for my 2 months. And I've been in office for almost 13 months. No, 13, 14, 15 and a half months, and I have never had the machinery yet. And I mean, I know you said that the distributor's been broke or whatever, but I mean, it's a brand new distributor. I mean, I don't know why this thing keeps breaking if it's brand new. And unless it's a maintenance or preventive maintenance or something, I don't know what it is, but all I know is I haven't had it. I haven't had any of the equipment. I don't like the unified road system. I want my 2 months. So I can get on my roads, broke down, rebuilt, ready to go, and then I have it. And if it rains one whole month, well, then I only have 1 month. If it breaks down, then it's up to me to get it fixed. And if it takes me a month, then I only have 1 month. But I mean, I'd just rather have it where we each have so many months out of the year.
At this time, the item on the agenda is for me to be able to use it beginning April the 1st, and I'm gonna make a motion.
Let's go to line item number 12, okay? Discuss and consider take action adopting a rotation schedule among precinct 4, all 4 precincts, road and bridge departments for the use and share maintenance equipment, oil distributor, ship distributor, adopting rules and share maintenance and repair costs. See, so I think line item number 12 addresses the share cost of breakdowns, which I believe should be shared by all of us. Because it's not fair that, it breaks down with Wisho and he has to foot the bill. Or it breaks down with you and you have to foot the bill. Even though you want it for 2 months, it can break down. And we want to get it repaired and we want to, I believe we should share costs, the breakdowns. And I don't think it's, it should be, like if the machine breaks down, I think it should be shared cost, submit the bills and divided by 3 or 4, whoever wants to participate. The rotation, that's another matter, it seems like we don't want to go to the road system for some reasons, but sharing the cost of repairs, I think should be part of the usage. And if we have to reimburse precinct 4 for his expenditures or his loss, was so be it. But I think we can decide to, if precinct 4 submits his expenses, I think we should all share cost the repairs. And then precinct 1 can go ahead and use it for 60 days. That's my thought, so.
I'd like also anytime that the machinery ever goes in, I'd like some kind of report on what it was. Because if it is, and I'm not saying it is, but if it is, because it's, the maintenance on it wasn't taken care of for any reason or whatever. I mean, if it's neglect or something, I don't think that anybody else should have to pay for it except that.
Yeah, we're gonna be nickel and dime this, you're never gonna come to an understanding. It's just, if it breaks down, I think we need to share costs. Everybody's gonna take care of the machinery as best they can. And if it breaks down, we should all pitch in and fix it, I don't think, because what if you use it is fixing to break down? And then precinct 1 has it and it breaks down.
You gotta remember also, Commissioner, that like the chip spreader is an old chip spreader. What year? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
it's an old one. And I understand, we talked about this before, and it's gonna break, and it's always major issues. That the computer broke down on it, it was a $10,000 piece of equipment. That's like, wow. But you're stuck in the middle of a road that you need to finish. What do you do next? You already invested this much money into it. You have to keep going with it. There's no way you can get out of it. The oil distributor, of course, every time they work on it, it's gotta go straight to San Antonio because nobody here works with it. So it's just gotta go out there, And that's, none of it is maintenance prevented or stuff like that. It's just issues that happen. When you're using equipment, it's gonna break. If you're not using it, it's never gonna break. And we have the same problem. My biggest bills is maintenance on equipment because we're doing a lot of work. And, I bought a brand new trash truck. It broke 3 or 4 different times. And it had no control of it. Doesn't mean anything that's brand new that it's not gonna break. It's gonna break, it's gonna break. But that's all I'm asking is just help share the cost with me and we can figure out a rotation, fine. I don't like the 2-month deal. I would go a 1-month type deal, but anyways, that's another story. But main concern right now is
And I don't mind sharing the cost. You just need to bring it to Commissioners Court and we need to see
And
how
we
much
will.
it was and it can be taken care of, but
Yeah.
But it's gonna be an issue, guys, because there's gonna be a month, and if you broke down, if it rains and you haven't been able to finish a road, what are you gonna do? Release the machines and the road's not done yet? You're gonna have to finish a road. And that's when it becomes a problem, because you have to schedule yourself to be able to finish that road, and you're gonna go over 2 weeks. Is it gonna be fair for the next guy? Is it gonna be fair for the person after that guy? No, it's not. That's why it's very difficult to go 2 months, 1 month, stuff like that. You couldn't beat the unified road system. If you create that system, those people, all they're gonna do is just seal code. You prep the road. You don't park the machines.
honestly, I don't see anything wrong with finding a crew that will do nothing but
And we talked about it last time, Margie, where we discussed that that would be something, Mr. Garcia, that we would consider when the budget would come about.
I cannot do it without without having extra hands, you know.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. But it needs to be considered, highly considered to be able to do a crew, you know? Just,
I mean, we
that's all they do.
hire a crew, and because I know
And you don't
my
need much of a
CDL
crew, you need two
drivers, we
people.
do trash routes and stuff, so.
Yeah, in doing that, I think you're not in favor of that.
No.
Anyway,
Well, if you think about it, Commissioner, you're gonna prep the road and somebody's gonna come shoot it for you.
Yeah,
It keeps it out of your hands.
Yeah, but this has been since 6 months back, and then no one ever got together. They were supposed to have a committee or something, and here we are 6 months later, 8 months later, and
Well, the issue that Margie's having and Mr. Garcia's having is that they're saying they don't have the personnel to be able to support it. But if we create it out of a general fund, you create the two-man crew and that's all they can, then you supply your flagman and that's it. So we gotta meet somewhere.
the main ones is operator.
The
to operate
operators,
the machines, you know,
yes.
that's those are
You
the.
operate, you hire the two operators and the oil truck and the distributor, and then you just your own flagman.
actually, it's 3, right? 3 trucks? Because it's a chip seal, it's a dump truck and the,
Yep.
and the,
But everybody has a dump truck and everybody has their own
no,
equipment.
but the operator.
Oh, the operator? That's, you have to use your crew, I guess. All we need is somebody that operates. the
And
machinery.
I'll use a case in point. When I took away the free trash service in Ben Bolt, that we were using 12 people to pick up trash twice a week for free, and we bought the automated truck, we used one man. I kept 11 people. I moved my other people elsewhere, to brush crew, to bulk trash, to the road crew. We created that road crew. So by spreading our people around. And that's how it is. It's not that I have a lot more people. This is just the people out of Ben Bolt area that became the road crew by taking that trash route out. But I use one person for the trash and that's it. Even though trash is not our responsibility, I was able to do that.
So, again,
So we want to agree on cost sharing the repairs? Is that something that we all agree on?
I make a motion that we agree on the costs
Or the-
and to adopt a schedule for now. And like, I know that we put, I'm gonna keep the equipment for 60 days, but maybe we might want to say 60 working days. Because like you said, if you get the equipment and it starts raining and you lose 3 weeks, well, it's not fair either.
And that's what I'm saying, that we're gonna lose a lot of time. And that's when people say, well, you had it for so many months. Yeah, but we couldn't use it for different reasons. You don't use it every day. And that's because we have a healthy budget and because we have the personnel and we have all the equipment, but yet we couldn't get the rock, we couldn't get the oil. Stuff like that happens, you know. If it rains, you're down 2, 3, 4 days, you know. So there's a lot of reasons why you cannot just say X amount of days and that's it, because if you're not done, what are you gonna do? You're stuck. I don't want that to go through anybody else. At the same token, I don't want it to happen to us. You know, so we gotta be realistic of what game plan we do, because
And so then, until we can provide a road system, at this time, we would have to go with a scheduling of moving the truck 60 working days or whatever.
You got that grant that you've got to do.
Yes. Actually, we have two, all of us have one,
what's that?
but you already did your road for the grant?
Both of them, yes.
You see, we haven't done ours.
Yeah,
We've prepared most of
The
the
material,
area.
you're getting the material.
Right. And then but I have this one with the city that is due by April the 30th.
How long is that road?
It's actually 3 roads. It's San Felipe, Escobar, and Palo Blanco. Probably,
Because when everything works perfect, what do we take, David, to do a mile? It takes 2-3 days.
Yeah, because you can only shoot, if you're going 2 layers, you can only do 2/10 of a mile with 1 truck of wool.
right, because you have to go.
Unless you start like super early in the morning, there's no way you're gonna get 2 trucks of wool on 1 day.
And that's, like I said, because we have the top-notch zipper that tears the road up, and what, half a day we can tear a mile up and ready to shoot it by the next day. 2-3 days, we're ready to go. And it's still very rare that we'll hit something that fast, because you either don't have the oil, you can't get the
Get in line for
equipment
oil.
breaks,
Yeah.
stuff like that breaks, and you just have no control over it. That's why when you were trying to buy that equipment, I figured, well, it's gonna be perfect now, because there'll be more equipment faster, and we could do more at the same time. And you're gonna have to figure something out, guys, because we get that grant from the road funding that's coming down, we're gonna have to move on it.
The infrastructure bill.
Well, it's very important to keep the equipment, operating.
Maintenance.
And I still think cost sharing the expenses is the way to go. Because I don't want it to break down in somebody's precinct and, it becomes a $22,000 expense.
The major issue that we have here is that a lot of this equipment, we don't have anybody within our precincts that can work on it. It doesn't matter how good your mechanic is, it's pretty technical, you have to take it to them. It's not just like a regular vehicle.
I know there used to be a gentleman that was in the valley that would come.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, I laugh because we bought a roller and we had a guy and we told him, he goes, well, we can't send him over there. Why not? He can't cross over there. So, okay, we figured it out. No problem.
Oh, no, this one
So
originally.
there we
this
go,
was
having
San
to go somewhere else.
Antonio. So.
So,
I
So you made a motion to share the cost. I second it.
okay, okay, let's put 2 things in perspective, okay. Make a schedule and share cost, the repairs.
Make a schedule.
A schedule of when you want to use it, and I can be the last one to get on the totem pole, but it's okay. But I think Margie wants to use it here, it's April the 1st. When would you want to use it?
And do we want to change the wording to say 60 working days or just 60 days, 2 months?
60 working days.
Working days, because,
Well, I mean, we work Saturdays and Sundays.
well, I'm talking
We work
about
late.
if there's rain or
That's days that we have rain Monday and Tuesday. We work Saturdays and Sundays if we have to. We try to get the roads out as fast as we can. Because once you get Caliche there and if you get rain, you're gonna have to start all over again.
So
So we
Margie,
try to get them covered as fast as we can.
April 1st, Margie? Renee?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna do it 60 days,
Yeah, so we,
Working
all of
days.
April, May,
and then,
June.
yeah,
Okay, be June the first, and, Wicho, after June,
Sure.
July.
Sure.
She'll have it June and July,
Yeah, I'll have it June and July.
and he'll have it August and September.
The, June, July, August, September.
Everywhere.
And again, I'm gonna ask, do we specify working days or just 60 days?
60 days.
Okay,
Okay, I think we came to an agreement that Margie will be using it on April the first. Commissioner Sharpa would be using it on June the first, Wicho,
August the 1st.
August first, and I can use it after that, which brings me to the cold weather. I might have to wait till the following year, because August, September, the weather changes, so
But for now, it's
for
October
right
the
now,
1st.
it's,
October the
I'm,
1st.
I'm on this, I'm question mark. Anyway, and also we'll be cost sharing the repairs. So that, you want to put that into a motion?
I made a motion for number 11.
Well,
Okay,
let's just go ahead and adopt this one. You'll get that one. then.
okay, well, I already did, and we chose second.
Okay. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Okay, motion passes.
You want me to say it again, Nora? I
Yeah.
make a motion for number 12.
Okay, go ahead.
To adopt a rotating schedule. As we pointed out, I would get it April, Renee, June the 1st, Huicho, August the 1st, and Ventura, if weather permits, October the 1st.
Commissioners, will this include, you just voted for it right now, will this include the expenditures that which you had, and it's gonna be among all of y'all?
Yes.
Everything that already happened is gonna be by all four of y'all, correct? Any expenditures already? Not from here forward, anything that's already happened, I wanna make that clear.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Any expenses that he incurred, we need to,
that's great, that's all I wanted to make clear, thank you.
In the future, also, like, I don't think I plan on using the chip spreader. So from that point on, I mean, if we're not gonna use chip spreader at all I want is the distributor, that's all we're gonna use. That will not include me in the,
Just for the
repairs after,
expenses,
right?
yeah. No, you can pull out of that.
Okay, it's old. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be needing repairs constantly, so I don't want it in it.
So now we need to go back to 11. I make a motion to take action, or is that covered just by number 2? And the schedule?
well, yeah, well, let's just go ahead and vote on number 11 also. For you to use it on the,
Schedule dates.
Yes, beginning April the
yeah,
1st.
beginning April the 1st. Make a motion?
I made a motion.
Did y'all vote on number 12?
Yeah.
We voted on
it.
number 12. Yes. And now we're going back to 11. I make a motion to grant the equipment to precinct 1 beginning April the 1st.
Second it.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Well, guys, I'm glad we came to an agreement. Okay, number 13, discuss, consider, and take action to amend the budget by transferring additional funds to the Jim Wells County CSCD for additional personnel and equipment needed to comply with SB 6, the Damon Allen Act. Albert, you had that? By the way, guys, this is a unfunded mandate.
That's correct.
Go ahead. What did you come up with?
Well, in reviewing the operational expense, I've reconsidered I was initially asking for a pretrial officer and 2 clerical staff. What I'd like to do is eliminate one of the clerical staff and just hire 2 pretrial officers. That way I have a rotation basis going on in case one officer calls in sick, and I have another officer to cover for them. And the clerical part of it, they can share the responsibilities amongst them too. So, like I said, I'd like for y'all to reconsider hiring 2 pretrial bond officers and eliminating the clerical.
Mr. Ramirez, I'm sorry, can you go back and what you were, at the beginning, what you were asking for?
Initially, I was looking for the operational cost, I was looking at a pretrial officer for 35,000 and 2 clericals at 25,000 each. And looking at the office supplies at $5,000 and equipment to purchase $7,000. And of course, this is, the startup cost. Initially, the equipment aspect or portion will not have to occur next year because I'll have the equipment to operate the continuous program.
For some reason, I don't have a copy. Can I see a copy?
Yes, sir. Does anybody else need it?
So initially, the last time it was 142,000 or something like that?
144,807.
This is the revised one, right?
No, this is the initial.
This is the initial,
Yeah.
so the revised,
I did not do it.
And now you wanna
you have another copy?
eliminate the clerical?
No, well, yes, I do.
Mr. Ramirez, you're trying to eliminate the clerical, right, and just keep the 2 officers?
Well, instead of making one of the clericals into an officer and eliminating the 2 clerical.
And you would be
you're
matching
gonna-
the same pay, 35 as officer?
Yes.
So go down the list and see what you're gonna eliminate. Okay,
Okay,
go ahead.
well, instead of the 2 clerical, I'm looking at 2 officers. So there was 25,000 for each clerical.
So that'd be 50,000.
So now it's 70.
It would be,
70,
yes,
235s.
And this 47,000 was for 3 fringe benefits?
correct.
So now
So
it's-
that's gonna decrease.
What was the decrease there?
So we're gonna take 47,807 and divide it by, hold on, 47,807 divided by 3.
You don't have the figure?
No, I don't.
It's 15,935 times 2, which is 31,000.
Like 32,000, more or less.
31,871.
And basically, I've reconsidered, and I reconsidered just this morning, just to help out, try to meet Commissioners Court halfway and try to save the county some money as well. But make sure that every aspect that's required by the state to be completed.
Okay. Okay, office,
And then
office
the-
supplies, equipment, laptop, 3 laptops, that's, you still,
Just remove 1 laptop.
1 laptop?
Yes.
Which is 4,666 for 2 laptops.
Okay. Okay. So explain to me the procedures, Albert, so I can explain it so the people know that these are unfunded mandates that are sent to us by the state, and we have to find funding from our budget. You see, it's not part of our budget, we just got come, we're amending the budget.
Right.
So explain to us the process.
Well, basically, what the state of Texas is wanting is for someone to go into the jails and do an assessment on everybody that's arrested and provide the information to the magistrate so that the magistrates can make an appropriate bond recommendation. There's also some requirements that on some of the individuals that get released from jail, there's going to be certain requirements such as ignition interlock, GPS that are going to have to be installed on these individuals. And basically, somebody's going to have to not only go and do the assessments at the jail, but monitor to see if these individuals are complying with conditions of bond. So if somebody is not complying, then we have a responsibility to notify the magistrates that these individuals are in violation so that they can take appropriate action, whether to revoke the bond or bring them back before the court and address those issues. Not along those lines, we're going to have to be providing these statistics to the Office of Court Administration, which will there forward the information to the governor's office as well. So not only are we going physically to doing the assessments, we're also supervising those that are required to be supervised, monitoring their violations, and reporting all the information to the state of Texas as well.
So you physically have to be there.
Well, I mean, that's the way the intent is. I mean, whether we do it virtual or not, but I need an actual body there, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to hear it again.
And so it went from 144,000 to 111.
Yeah, you reduced it by maybe 33,000, not too bad. I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the item as presented with the changes brought forward.
I'll second the motion.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion passes.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Albert.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Commissioners Court, I
For
just
the
wanted to repeat what you all said. It's an unfunded mandate, which we're just gonna take monies from the budget that we have right now to make this unfunded mandate requirement. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Doug.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, line item 14, discuss, consider, take action on payroll and bills submitted by county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Okay,
Anything else?
okay.
I make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor say, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. We're adjourned, guys.